Hey there guys, how you doing? I'm Yalek and check this out. So we are fresh off the victory screen and we're immediately going to go back into the replay because that was cool. And it had to be cool because I have no gold to fail. This tribe cycle has been fierce. It is really hard out there. The HQ health sort of prohibits my, the warrior attacks that I like to do. You have to think twice about those. There's really not much on the offensive side that gives you a bonus. Power Stone chance I will never complain about, but otherwise it's been rough. And we've become accustomed to great rewards because we've had resource reward, and then for tribes recently there was one for like resource reward and then another I think for resource production in the last cycle, so that means there's extra resources sort of out there in the economy, and now all of that has gone away. The extra resources are gone, the extra GBE abilities and troop bonuses, and now it's just like we're playing the game for real again. We get overly spoiled, I think, by these tribes, and we get used to that and then we complain. But it's been rough. I've had, obviously, as you can tell, there's been a lot more fails, and I'm at my more or less my VP high. Oh no, that is my new VP high. Screenshot. I could have gotten to this point last night, but there was a guy I couldn't beat unboosted. Or maybe I could have with a really good hit, but I wasn't producing that hit, and then I was out of gold. And I've actually had to use gems, diamonds, a couple of times so far in the past couple of days, and that never happens. Never, ever, ever. So now I'm getting a little bit of what it feels like to be a leaderboard player. And on that note, check this hit out. So this guy, I had done a couple of test runs on him. I had thought about approaching his base in the warrior way, so I tried that. Wasn't going to have the GBE. I had thought about approaching his base with from one side and tried barting stuff out to see where it was going to lead me. And then I realized that there was an easier and cheaper way to handle this guy's base. So I am fully boosted, but looking at the base here, and he's a 5/5, that's a lot of glowing statues back there. It was going to cost me over 100 GBE to bard out a shield gen if I was trying to do this with warriors, and if I tried running myself, I mean, it was a very long path over to here and back over there, wasn't going to work. But I had the idea. He has his 3 of his ranged towers. This just struck me a few minutes ago. Like, he has 3 of his ranged towers all in close proximity here, and I figured it would be relatively cheap, considering the health on these things, relatively cheap, just to send in Sparky. Total building health, I don't know what it was. His HQ health with the shield was over 2 million, I can tell you that. So then, I had the idea, clear out the one boom mine in the area, making sure not to damage the machine gun, mark these 2 towers, and just run her up there. Compared to the costs of trying to BART these towers, this is a much cheaper way, just triple hacking. Get some critters out there to make sure she gets the hack off. Boom, boom, boom. And she dies, but it was a sacrifice worth making. Now, I actually meant to have HRZZM loaded, but I had the wrong loadout and I didn't want to stop because gold has been so tight. So I just went with the RZCM that I happened to have when I pressed attack. Now, 3 of the 5 big range towers, which are a concern to me, are down. And I've spent 1, 2, 3 artillery. 1 to clear the boom mine where Sparky is sitting, actually. So that had to go. So 1 to clear that boom mine, and 1 to mark each of the 2 towers that were, the second and third hacks. Okay, so I've spent very little in cost as it regards. I've spent no artillery, and or barrage. I've spent no barrage, and artillery are still relatively cheap. Sorry, I had that backwards. Still relatively cheap. So that gave us the ability to remove another rocket launcher. And then from here, we just have the one shock launcher to get by and some, you know, splash damage, continuous damage towers to eat through. I'm going to put this in a faster mode because we're pretty much done from here. It's cleaning up. I'm trying as best as possible to keep that other rocket launcher distracted. Medkit healing. That actually right there. I don't know if you noticed, but I dropped a medkit because there was a machine gun right next to the HQ there, and so you know that seemed to, it allowed my rifle to stay alive. Machine gun's dead. My rifle's alive. Although he better get away from that mine. And yeah, from here it's pretty clean. We have 3 one-hitters that can range. This can't actually range my troops, but it is a bit of an annoyance, the machine gun, because it's going to kill critters if I throw them there. And I want to distract this boom cannon, which would slowly be picking my troops off, so I'm going to throw some critters up here as soon as I have the chance. There, oh, already did that. Oh, no, there it is. I thought I would be out of the machine gun's range here, but it picked off a couple. But the boom cannon at this point is pretty well occupied, and the HQ is pretty well down. So that was pretty cool. I had one actual shot at this guy because I just wasn't going to have the gold. If I didn't get him the first time, I wasn't going to get him at all. Did I share that? We're going to share that. Yeah, just I didn't have the opportunity for, it wasn't going to be a second chance. And again, like last night, I could have reached a new VP high, but I couldn't beat somebody, and then didn't have the goal to continue trying. Did get it today. I knew I would be boosted this morning, but oh, and by the way, this is a Dr. T day, and I've already done 6 stages, so that's how rough the gold has been. And since I'm now getting into, you know, close to 1250, the bases they all have ice. It's, you know, like maybe 20% are like me, probably fewer than that, I don't know, but there's a lot of ice out there at this level, and sometimes boosted like that, so that's a fun day. Anyway, I thought that was a cool hit, and I'm glad it went down. That's all I got for you today. Like the video, thumbs up, blah blah blah, whatever, and I'll catch you later.